So this is where I took these samples. This is Cardinal Environmental Laboratories, 2870 Salt Springs Road, Youngstown, Ohio, 44509. Phone number is 330-797-8844. Ironically, I was just in this area last month because the FedEx hub is there as well. And it's right next to the big Phantom fireworks in Youngstown. Not the one near Boardman, but there's a different one in Youngstown. So this place seemed really good, and it was recommended by the city of East Palestine. And when I called Dillon's, they also recommended them. We are at Cardinal Labs. I wanted to come here because they do all the testing in-house, and they said it would take 1 to 4 days. Okay.
So you're going to fill it to the brim.
Okay.
It's going to be that surface tension bubble.
All right.
Put the cap on.
Okay.
Tighten it. Turn it upside down, and then you'll see a bubble if you did it wrong.
So no bubble.
No bubble.
Okay.
You could also stick it into something.
Okay.
Like a bucket of water, I guess, or
Okay.
a cup of water. Fill it all the way up and put the cap on underneath the water.
Okay.
If you're afraid you can't do it the other way.
And just do the same with all 3 of those.
Mm-hmm. And they're all the same location.
And that's it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So then she highlighted some of this stuff here. This is where the report is going to get mailed to.
Okay.
And then this is what you're going to name it. So if you do take it from your kitchen sink.
Okay.
Like we said, the 3 bottles, 3 vials are all the same location. So all 3 will be from the same sink faucet.
Got it. Got it.
That's
okay.
just so if one's one way, he can check it on all of them to make
Okay.
sure it's correct.
Okay.
And then you also need to write the name of whoever collects it. Just so if there is something wrong, we can call and speak to that person.
Okay.
And then you pay when you bring it back.
Okay.
And it's $100.
So this is, what's a VOC? That's all the chemicals that might, like anything will show up there that's bad or something?
We have a list of different volatiles.
Okay.
3 specifically would be the ones that they announced were in that derailment.
Okay.
Like the vinyl chloride and all that.
All right.
And so he's going to specifically look for the results to those.
Okay.
But if he sees something else is spiked up, looks like it's high, his computer shows him, and he can look into it and see.
All right, sounds simple enough. So
Okay.
Cardinal Labs on Salt Springs Road in Youngstown. I came here because, again, they said they had a 1 to 4 day turnaround time, and they do it in-house, and it's $100 for VOC testing. So Cardinal says preferably taking the sample before your water softener. That would mean for me turning the faucet on the holding tank and letting it run for 5 minutes, letting it run through a hose. I may do that. You'd have to take the hose off and then put the jars underneath the faucet at the holding tank. So I might do that. I don't want water running through the hose to collect the sample. So I want to take it right from the faucet. So I might do that, or I just may let my kitchen sink run on cold for about 15 minutes. It says flush it for 5. But I also want to run it for a while to make sure that my holding tank is all new, fresh water out of the well. And I figure even if it has run through my softener, that's still the water we use out of our tap. So running through the softener or not through the softener, if there's VOCs in there, they're going to run through that softener and come out my tap anyway. So I haven't decided yet, but that's just a little information. They did advise running the, getting the water sample from a source before your softener. Hooked up a hose to my holding tank, and I'm going to let it run for 5-10 minutes or so. This hose is going out to my driveway. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to just run your faucet and do the same thing. I'm sure you could, but I just want to do it how they told me. Little plug for Dillon well drilling. And then I will take the sample from this faucet here right outside the pump. This way you're able to bypass the water softener. I figured why not do it exactly how they say, try to bypass the softener. Again, for anybody that doesn't know how to do it or doesn't want to go through that, I don't see why you couldn't just take it from your faucet If you don't have a softener, that's not an issue. But if you do have a water softener, I would try to get it straight from the holding tank before it enters your water softener. And this would be the way to do it. In a few minutes, I'll be taking that hose off, shutting off the water. All right, I decided I'm going to take it out of here, depending upon how fast it comes out. And there's not supposed to be any bubbles. Now, I didn't see this. Okay, so it creates that little tension where it's bubbling over the top. And I'm going to cap it. It's said to wear eye protection and gloves because I guess there's something inside here, the bottle. And there is no bubble when you turn it upside down. So I'll do that again. It said to wear eye and hand protection because there's something inside this bottle. That's something they did not explain when they told me how to do it. So I just saw that in the instruction sheet, and there we go. We got that little surface tension above the bottle. I'm just going to cap it, turn it upside down, and there's no bubble in there. We're going to do one more, and they want 3 samples. And there we got that little, it's not a bubble, that little round cap. Turn it over, and there are no bubbles in there. So we got the 3 samples, and we are good to go off the Cardinal Labs. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting everything to be just totally fine. I expect our water to be as clean as it ever was, but it's always better being safe than sorry. Is this overreacting? Absolutely 1000% not. We just had a massive train derailment that spewed tons of chemical. When I say tons, bunches and bunches of chemicals in the air, land, and so it's not overreacting. If my neighbors do not do this, at least they can take some solace in the fact that hopefully mine comes back good, and I will post it.